Hello again, fellow gears. What's up? It's Matic. I'm bringing you another speedrun tutorial. This one is on Diner, the Motel spawn. We go in here with the typical setup of 1 scout, 1 sniper, 1 engineer, and 2 siphon soldiers. There are 3 required stationary spots. Your engineer is a free floater. 1 main spawn by the Motel spawn versus spawn, where we spawn in at, and then to the left and right of there, they will also spawn. While this loads up, I need to give a huge shout out to all the friends and buddies who helped me run this map multiple times to get this video footage, which would be Dr. Schwazi, Pro Hitman 1942, Sniper Legend Mike, Jaded Zombie, Grizzled Hulk, Big in the Game, Morris, Slaughter00, Lollyforce, Loki71K2, Quiet Non, Dr. Power X, Bullet and Blue Sky, APG Sausage, and XS707. Thank you all very, very much. Okay, so this is the main versus spawn where the majority of them are going to spawn, as well as there's also heavy spawn here, and then they will also spawn over here to the left, as well as over here to the right on by that blue truck. Now, soldiers on your grenades, try to keep your grenades behind this line I'm shooting here on the ground. And the reason for this is because if they spawn deep, and if you plant exactly where they spawn, you could push out spawn out by blocking spawn. Everywhere else over here on the floor walls, good, no problem. Except only plant grenades on the K-rail right here, because this is where we spawn the boss, and you don't want to block the boss from spawning there by putting a grenade on the ground. Over here on this blue truck as well, if you plant on the ground, you could accidentally block the spawn here, so plant on the blue truck, because if you block the spawn with a grenade, it's going to push odd spawn out to the soldier in other parts of the map, which you don't want, of course. This siphon soldier spot to stand is going to be here in the diner, right here, and it comes with a great view of a window to shoot a drop shot through to help kill the boss and kill spawn during each wave. Alright, and your other siphon soldier is going to plant the left half of the spawn up here. And again, with the imaginary line, keep your grenades on the right side of this line to avoid pushing out spawn out by blocking spawn, but you can put grenades here, here on the K-rail, all through here. All these spots I'm shooting are good spots you can plant grenades. Through there and here. And this soldier spot to stand is going to be on the back part of this taco truck, right here. And do watch out, 4 or 5 times a game you may get some odd spawns on juvie waves, either there or over here. It's not enough to warn a sentry, we just call it sniper strike, and with your drop shot's your best friend to kill any ads that may odd spawn there. So, as far as your scout goes, sweaty run for your scout for sure. But his spot to be each wave is going to be right here on this corner, and it is vital that someone is here at the beginning of each wave, because if not, what will happen is, because you're blocking this spawn right here, they'll spawn here, and with your sentries forward, they'll just walk straight up and destroy your sentries, which of course you don't want. So now your engineer is a free floater, but there are 2 good safe spots, because you really don't want anyone in front of the scout, because it may cause odd spawns. So right behind the scout here is a good spot for the engineer in the diner. The other spot is over here. This is kind of a soft pushing spot to push the spawn right here, but don't be here on juvie waves. So 1 through 4, don't push the spawn on juvie waves. It can cause odd spawns, but all other waves, what it does is it moves some of this heavy spawn here and pushes it back into the main spawn a little deeper there. Again, your engineer is a free floater. You don't have to push and compress the spawn, but if you do, make sure you don't do it on juvie waves to avoid odd spawns. When I first set this up, I get a barrier right here, and then I'll put 2 sentries beginning. Once those are in place, I will do the same over here. Get a barrier and 2 sentries. Once those are in place, then I will add sentries here. And then once we're level 2 in the Fabricator, I will upgrade the sentries and push them up into their final spot, which I'll have video footage later on in this tutorial showing you my engineering setup. When you drop the Fabricator, the first thing you need to build though is a decoy to block this weak overflow spawn over here by the soldier in the taco truck. You're going to put it right here. If your soldier is running late and misses his spot when the wave begins, watch out, because they will spawn very close to this decoy, and they immediately aggro to the decoy, it seems like, and they'll take it out. So keep an eye out on that for sure. As far as the boss goes, if you pull a Kestrel, he will usually spawn right above here. There are 1 or 2 boss spawns on this map for the Carrier Snatcher Swomac. We push the boss to spawn on this ammo crate right here. we line up a decoy here at an angle, off slightly to the left. The reason why we do this is if you pull a carrier, his ground slam will focus that way and won't take out any of your fortifications that you may have pushed up here. To ensure that the carrier snatchers will not push over there correctly, you will need a grenade or fortification on this ammo crate over here by where the fabricator is going to be, right here. I will go ahead now and show you the fabricator location. As of now, it does not appear to be a very picky fabricator. You just need to line it up over here, get as close to this freeway concrete divider as you can, and line up the edge of it as so. So it's basically in line with that concrete divider there. So, but with that, that is the Diner Motel Spawn basic speedrun tutorial, and I have advanced tutorial footage and boss waves and setup coming right up. Here is a map overview of the spawn. Here is another map overview of the spawn. Another map overview for you. One more map overview for you. Here is a clip of the decoy placement by the soldier who stands near the taco truck. This blocks a light overflow spawn. However, if your soldier is late, they will spawn near here and take out the decoys, so keep an eye on that. Okay, here's a short clip. This is the scout spot, and the scout can't be late. You always need someone here, and the reason for that is you're blocking this spawn right here. So if your scout is running late or no one is there, they're going to spawn right here, and you have your sentries up here. So as soon as they spawn, they're going to take out your sentries. So it is vital that the scout's not late or somebody is here in this corner before the wave begins each wave. Here is a engineering basic setup overview of what I do when I engineer this. It's pretty simple and basic, nothing fancy and experimental. Got 2 sentries here on the left and a barrier. For the left spawn, I got 4 sentries here in the middle for the main spawn. Now they're slightly leaning right, that way if any right spawn comes up, it will shoot at those enemies as well. And then I have 2 sentries here on the right and a barrier, so 1 decoy for the boss course. So we got 8 sentries and 2 barriers for a 2-4-2 setup. And this is the engineer pushing spot again, as I've mentioned. This just compresses the spawn. Here's just a quick view of the carnage in action. The other safe spot to be as the engineer is in the diner right behind the scout, because you don't want anyone any closer than this, because it will push the spawn out, or it seems like it pushes it out. So, but this is very, very simple and easy to maintain once you're set up as an engineer. It's really quite simple and easy. The engineer probably has the easiest job here on the map. That's for sure. But as I always will say in every tutorial, is, you know, and I truly mean this, put your own spin on it and your own take on it, make it yours, and definitely make it better. Here's some boss waves for you. You know, it's always good to see all these drop shots and everything and firing at the boss. We're all competing to try to get that boss kill. Definitely fun stuff. Here is another boss wave for you. One thing you're going to notice here is I have a decoy by the K-rail, so any of the right spawn on the right side aggro to the decoy for the sentries to kill at. And on boss wave, I move it over to the boss spawn, slightly leaning left. That way, if you pull a carrier, his ground slam will not destroy any of your fortifications. And we pulled a snatcher here, of course, and snatchers never last very long. Here's another boss wave for you from the engineer pushing spot. The engineer is a free floater, as mentioned, but again, if you want to compress the spawn back into the middle main a little more, this is against this wall here is where you want to be. But definitely don't advise being there 1 to 4 juvie waves, because it seems like during juvies, if you're pushing, it can cause odd spawns. Here's one more boss wave for you. We pulled the Kestrel, and anyone that knows me knows that the Kestrel is my favorite boss to pull. Definitely, many friends would disagree with me on that, but it's definitely fun. But with that, that is the Diner Motel Spawn speedrun tutorial. It is a sweaty run, but still is definitely fun. Enjoyed, everybody. Thank you.